Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Not sure what's good about it.
Good morning. Are you managing there?
I could use another set of hands.
I'll see who I can find. Or I might come down myself.
Thank you.
No one's interested in advancing anything to a failing publishing house. The market's losing value almost every hour. I can't take it anymore. It's too much for me. No, wait a minute. Let's calm down and run the figures again.
Good morning.
What's so good about it?
Morning. Those colours are striking. Ebba will be pleased.
Do you think so, Manny?
Oh, Hans, you're impossible.
When in the zoo, do as the animal.
Didn't Heinrich tell you to wear a shirt when you're in the house?
He said, and I quote, "Just wear a shirt when you come to meetings."
Mimi, dear one, take courage. We must no longer see the little things. What is great must possess us so much that it engulfs and changes the small things. Our life must not grow narrower, but broader, not more confined, but boundless, not highly organized, but more fluid, not pedantic, but bolder, not more sober, but enthusiastic, not timid, but more daring.
9 and 11 make 20. Carry 2 and...
See, I told you, there's no way. We've exhausted all of our options. What a joke! Might as well forever be to go home. Anyway, this place is driving me crazy. How do we let it get this far? It's time to wake up to reality once and for all.
They'll be here any minute now. Can't you stop your wrangling and help make something nice for their welcome?
What? To thank him for his irresponsibility? You may not be aware of what's been going on over the past months, but this little experiment is on the verge of bankruptcy. There's really nothing to celebrate.
The conductor let me go up to the front of the train where the engine is. It's amazing. It's so hot by the fire that the engineer has to have his shirt off.
Paul, our loyal Paul, thank you for coming to meet us.
Great to be back.
Good to see you.
Eberhard, it's been the longest month of my life.
For us too. Thank you for all the letters.
Now tell us about home. How is everyone?
Not so good. There's a lot of tension.
We gathered as much in the letters.
Come on, Paul, you old fighter. When the going gets tough, it's all the more reason to turn to Jesus in trust. Remember how we started?
I do, but I think many have forgotten.
Then it's about time we got home to encourage them.
The wagon's waiting over there.
Welcome! It's so good to see you! Oh, it's been ages. Great to be back. Oh, Marty. Welcome, Eberhard. Good to see you. Come in.
Heinrich, Kurt, wonderful to see you again.
Welcome home. We need to talk.
That would be wonderful.
In my office.
I guess Elsa can have my piece.
No. I'll make it go around.
Crystal! Hey, my young friend. It was too quiet here without you. Come, I got a welcome present for you.
I'm so sorry. Kurt won't let me get anything else.
I still have most of the bread and cheese from the trip.
It's been so difficult. I hope everything goes back to normal now that you're back.
Don't worry, it will. Abo?
They're calling an emergency meeting.
I made it for you.
What is it?
Have you ever heard of Mother Russia?
I've seen it on the map in school.
It's a place where the downtrodden rose up. They felt the heel of the oppressor on their necks for too many years and said no more. This is the hammer of the factory worker, and this sickle stands for the farmer. Listen, Heine. Some things have happened here which you might find hard to understand.
And so it's clear to everyone here, the publishing house is already being liquidated.
Not a moment too soon.
We can no longer continue on this reckless path of financial irresponsibility.
Yes.
It's high time for a reality check.
That's for sure.
Eberhard, you will have to give an account to this meeting. But to me, it seems obvious there's been serious mismanagement.
It's a fraud! I told you it wouldn't work.
I think the most obvious recognition we have to make is that we have succumbed to unrealistic idealism. It should be clear to all of us by now that faith and economic matters do not belong together.
I have to protest against that statement. What Jesus taught is not idealism.
What are you talking about?
It is life.
But it is clear to us by now that modern man is incapable of this life.
It should have been clear from the outset. What separates Eberhard Arnold from the rest of us is his conviction that faith must determine all relationships, including financial ones. I know it will be a big shock to you, but I'm leaving Xanart's tomorrow.
But Crystal, you promised Papa.
Promise me one thing, Heine. Never become educated like your father. As much as he would like to become one of us, he can never be. He looks down on us common folk from his intellectual heights, and it's nothing but a swindle. Xanart's is dead. The experiment is over.
Crystal, how could you?
We're still friends, Heine. It's not your fault. It's your parents who are guilty.
A community can only exist when its members have at least a certain amount of kinship and background in education. These drunkards, or that madman, Hans Fieler, what addition do they make to the inner growth of a church community?
I heard that.
Sorry, I didn't know you were still here.
Hans, what the? You said just wear a shirt when you come to meetings. I think the central concern here is a financial one.
What happened to the money?
That's what I want to hear.
The simple fact is that the bank is calling in a loan to the publishing house, and we have nothing to pay it with. What shall we do? Wait for a miracle?
Here. One of our friends in Holland gave this to me just as we were leaving. It contains the exact amount needed to pay off the balance.
I don't believe it.
But that doesn't change the basic question.
What is the basic question?
We can no longer continue to operate on this hand-to-mouth basis. It's madness.
Kurt's right. This money doesn't change anything. What about the next loan?
Something's fishy
It's one
here.
big swindle.
You're pulling the wool over our eyes.
Xanart's is one big lie. This whole place is built on dreams.
I feel the same. Eberhard, we demand you accept this recognition as an accomplished fact. Xanart's and the publishing house are finished.
Xanart's is a fraud.
You and Emmy are charlatans.
I heard that Everard already ran off with the money box and sent the cash to America.
That statement is a lie. I demand that this and any similar rumors be clearly refuted.
Of course, none of us would ever believe such a statement.
But it was said. An unfounded accusation was leveled against me by someone who doesn't even live in this house.
Eberhard, I apologize for anything untrue that has been said against you, but
Leaving that for the moment. All of you know how we started on this way out of love to Jesus. Emmy and I are more than willing to step aside and let someone else take on the leadership. But we can never depart from the direction of faith given to us by Jesus.
But that is precisely what we cannot accept.
we respect your faith, but cannot share it.
You're on your own there.
I, for one, can no longer remain here.
I feel the same.
I'm through with it.
I also have to go.
Otto.
I'm also going.
I too.
I also.
I trust that all members here will agree to an amicable settlement and division of assets. Any questions or comments can go to Kurt or me.
Wait a minute. I am not in agreement.
I'm afraid that doesn't change anything. At least 7 members are needed to maintain the cooperative in its current form.
Is there anyone here who still believes that Jesus is the captain of our ship?
That's only 6. I suggest we continue.
You can count me in.
I wrote a song you might like.
Has the shouting stopped?
I think so. I met Papa crying on the stairs.
Let's go find him.
Wait, learn this with me first and then we can sing it to him. Listen. Now when our brothers prepare for battle, and in their breasts a fire is kindled, they march through town and countryside with courage and victorious cries. They march through town and countryside with courage and victorious cries.
Prepare for battle, and in their breasts a fire is kindled. They march through town and countryside with courage and victorious cries. They march through town and countryside with courage and victorious cries. They wander with an impulse to lead, to sow the seeds of love.
There is no law but that of love. Love means joy in others. So what does anger mean then? Words of anger and worry are out of the question here at Xanart's. There must never be talk, either open or hidden, against a brother or sister, against their individual characteristics, under no circumstances behind their back. Talking in one's family is no exception to this either. Do you have all that?
No exception to this either. Yes, go on.
Why don't you two take a break?
In a minute. I think we're almost done. Go on.
Without the commandment of silence, there is no faithfulness, and thus no community. The only possible way is direct address. What do you think?
It's wonderful.
If only we'd written this 3 years ago.
We had a lot to learn.
Aren't you finished yet? I just have to finish this last scene.
It's Trotty.
Listen, girls, we don't have much time. Are you still firmly decided?
Of course, we both prayed and God said we should leave today. I just have to finish this flag.
It's not fun and games to tell people about Jesus. People won't like it. They'll hate what we have to say. We may be put in prison with iron collars around our necks and chains around our legs. They'll tighten the chains, slowly, tighter and tighter.
Heiny, Zophie, Louise. Heiny, Zophie, Louise, where are you?
What are you girls whispering about? Are you scared? You don't have to come.
No, we are not scared.
We just have to run back and get our dolls before we go.
What? You're talking about your dolls? How can you think of your dolls at such a serious moment? Listen, I'm going.
Heiny, wait. I haven't finished the flag yet. And anyway, aren't you at least gonna say goodbye to Papa?
There you are, you lazy bunch. You'll have to stay an extra hour with me now. Heiny, you should know better. Get back to the classroom. Now then, you runaways. I expect you to copy down everything on the board before you leave this evening.
Zophie, what are you reading? Something one of the guests gave me. Can I see it? No.
What is it now? The consonant N. bright morning sun blazed down on the woman in the hammock, but could hardly outshine her beauty. She wore a white dressing gown flung carelessly about her, and beneath it some flimsy undergarment, all lace and ribbons. Really, Zoffy, this is not the best kind of book for a girl of your age.
Come on, Zoffy, what kind of stupid book is that?
It's not bad. It's about love. It's beautiful.
That's enough, you two. I think I'll take this. Now, for goodness sake, focus on your work.
Zoffy. Shh, I'm working. Zoffy, please, can't you copy it out for me as well? I need to think of what we can do next in our club.
Well, okay.
I'm not happy with this typeface.
It didn't turn out as I expected. Will you be in touch with the printer? You need to rest.
I was planning to walk down to the printer and fold it tomorrow.
Nonsense. You're spending the day in bed. You can't go anywhere the way you are.
But the work will be delayed.
Come in, son.
Hello, Heine.
Hello.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Come past my room later.
Trudy's not been too happy with your performance in school lately.
I know, Papa. I'm just too dense. Why can't you tell Trudy to give up on me? Learning won't help me win people for Jesus, and that's all I want to do. Feel as useful as a white crayon.
I understand. I know you want to go on mission, and I believe the time for that will come. But going to school is an important preparation. Keep witnessing to Jesus every day at school. That's just as important as going out. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you, Papa.
Now go take care of Elsa. She hasn't been feeling well.
I wish I'd get over this miserable cough.
Mama says you work too hard.
But there's so much to do. Heine, when you think of all those who have yet to hear the good news, how can I lie here?
You've already done a lot for Jesus. You've been with Mama and Papa since the beginning.
I know. We've been through a lot together. Did I ever tell you about that revival conference when a man came into my room?
No, what did he do?
Well, your parents were sleeping somewhere else. I woke up in the middle of the night, saw a strange man standing at the foot of my bed. I was terribly scared. Then he said in a slow and grieving, I have come to bring you Jesus. So I screamed, but nobody came.
What did you do then?
I just shoved him out of the room and locked the door behind him. Even in the hour of my death, I'm going to laugh.
home after school, dear. I'll need you to run over to Frau Wedding's house to get her measurements. It's a rush order.
Of course, Mama.
And then I need to make sure you have some decent clothes ready for your grandfather's birthday party this weekend.
Oh, Mama, do we really have to go? You know they don't really like us.
Nonsense, child. You know perfectly well we'd never be able to manage without your grandfather's help. Now goodbye, and be careful.
Agricolam.
Agricolam.
Agricola.
Agricola.
Agricole.
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 Now then, Mr. Harder. The accusative case, please.
Agricolam.
Mr. Bachmeyer. The ablative.
Agricole.
Mr. Arnold. The nominative.
Agricole is?
I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that, young man, if you want to attend seminary. Now for homework. Continue on declensions. Each declension consists of how many cases? Mr. Drescher?
7.
Correct. I shall expect to have all 7 cases committed to memory for the nouns on pages 7 through 13. Class dismissed.
Sir,
Yes, Keller?
may I make an announcement?
Keep it brief.
Thank you, sir. The first official meeting of our area's chapter of the League of German Worker Youth is to be held at my parents' house tomorrow night at 5. All young men who wish to learn about the National Socialist Party are welcome to come. There will be games and field exercises after the meeting. Remember, you are never too young to commit your life to a great cause.
Thank you, Keller. Class dismissed.
How old do you have to be?
At least 14 and no Jews allowed.
Is your father with the stormtroopers?
He's even met Herr Hitler at a rally.
Oh, great. Will we get to shoot real guns?
At first it'll be basic tactics, but eventually...
You can bet I'll be there.
Me too.
Are you coming, Herman? You'd be very welcome.
My father died in the Great War before I was born.
I know. That's why you must join with us. You should hear my father talk about Hitler. He's going to lead Germany back to greatness. Your father's death will not be in vain.
I'm not sure what my mother will think.
She'll be proud that her son wants to serve like his father.
I hope so. Yes, I'll come. It's what I've always dreamed of.
You won't be disappointed. I'll see you there. 5 o'clock sharp.
Who's the funny man? Herr Arnold's wayward son. What's his business? He's a communist, from all I hear. Shouldn't be tolerated. If it was up to me, I'd string every one of those commie bastards up. Ah, I say live and let live. They're crackpots. Let them believe what they want to believe. True. Everybody has to believe in something. And I'll believe I'll have another.
I heard
she's the fanatical one.
How do such nice people go such crazy ways? From what I hear, they've barely enough money to put food on a table.
What I don't understand is how his parents put up with it. To put so much effort into their son. Oh, Frau Arnold, we were just saying how beautifully you've arranged everything. It is such an honor. The decorations are exquisite.
Thank you, my dears.
I'm so pleased for my husband's sake. He rarely has any appetite for company.
Yes.
But really, it'd be too bad to celebrate his 70th birthday all alone.
Of course.
Especially after all he's contributed to the community.
Definitely.
Kita, Herman!
Herman, your Uncle Ebbo.
Herman, you have no idea how long I've been waiting to meet my only nephew.
Dear Herman, dear Kate, my dear friend Miller's been dying to meet you.
You must be about the same age as Heine.
Really?
Oh yes, you two are quite similar. I think you get along well together. Do you like school?
Not much.
You definitely get along. Heine only wants to be a farmer.
Where do you live?
Oh, quite a ways from here, in a little town called Zannert.
Who's this young man? Ah, it's Herman. So pleased you're here. Now, Ebbo, you said you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, Papa. Herman, I'll see you later. You can write me any time. I'd love to hear from you.
Let's go to my office. So, what is it? Money again?
Yes, Papa. A lot of people are asking to join, and the house isn't really adequate anymore.
And none of them bring anything?
Some do, most do not. Emmy's sister Elsa is also quite sick. It's TB, and we have to send her somewhere to recover. Just adds up.
I remember her. She impressed me. Is there a property you have in mind?
Yes, we're looking at a place not far from the current house with a farm attached.
When you were young, I tried to instill a sense of duty in you. Duty to follow the calling you were given. I'd hoped you would follow in my footsteps and continue my work at the university, which has meant everything to me. But I sense God has called you to something else. I don't understand it and I don't agree with it, but I respect you for following your call. I'll see what can be done.
Thank you.
We better get back to the festivities. Your mother is expecting me to enjoy myself.
Anne-Marie, welcome. It's been ages.
Thank you. It was a long trip. Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Do you remember my Aunt Elsa?
Of course. She came and visited us at college. How is she?
She passed away this morning.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She'd been sick for a long time.
Hello, Anna-Marie.
Hi.
Emmy, Mama needs you to help with some arrangements.
Good, I'll go. Just take care of Anne-Marie till supper time, will you? Sorry, we'll talk more later.
See you.
Bye.
Seems like ages since last summer. I never thanked you for taking me hiking that day.
Did you know Elsa?
Emima told me a lot about her. She spent a night in our dorm once. I know she meant a lot to your parents.
She was my closest friend.
It must be hard for you.
It is. I already miss her, but her dying doesn't depress me like you might think. It's hard to describe what the last months with her have been like.
Open the door, Heine.
But it's freezing outside.
Please, I want to see the stars. Look at those stars. That's where I'm going. To the most beautiful land.
Honestly, I've always been afraid of the way religious people talk about dying. It's always so fake and insincere.
It wasn't like that with Elsa. Somehow her suffering brought us all together in a way I've never experienced.
Elsa, Christ is very close to you.
I know. I'm the same weak person I've always been. That hasn't changed. But Christ's nearness is stronger than ever. Always remember that in the end, God is the victor. Life is a struggle. In dying, that struggle becomes stronger. In life, people often don't notice the struggle at all, so they don't take it seriously.
The church will always stand by you, dear sister.
I'm so thankful I was allowed to be part of the small beginning, and I'm so very grateful for the gift of unity. Unity in the spirit is the only thing that endures.
She said it's just as alive there as it is here. And at the end, all she wanted was for us to hold up our arms while she looked out the window, waiting to be taken.
Because of the way prefixes and suffixes are added to the root, a single word in Hebrew might be translated into German as several words.
That's complicated.
It's actually not that bad. The vast majority of words in the Hebrew language can be boiled down to a 3-consonant root word containing the essence of the word's meaning. It really helps to hear it spoken. There's a synagogue close to where I live. I'd like you both to come down to a service next week as part of your education.
Are you kidding? I never set foot in one of those places. I might get infected. It's bad enough that I have to learn their language to get into university.
Well, I can't force you. I just thought it might help.
I'd like to go. I'm interested.
Are you crazy?
Come on, it's just one evening.
What if they take you and suck your blood for one of their rituals? I heard they do that.
That's nonsense. Nothing like that has ever been proven. Now for your next lesson, I'd like you to copy out the alphabet 25 times perfectly. I'll be in touch with you about the synagogue next week.
Young men, you are Germany's future. Every one of you is needed.
Here you are. Report for duty. 6 o'clock prom.
Hey, you there! Aren't you going to sign up too? It's the chance of a lifetime.
I don't think so.
Don't you love your fatherland? You a coward or something?
No, I just don't believe in your party's aim. You're too smart, is that right? No.
You're just an arrogant little prick, that's what it is. Get on with you.
You there, are you also a coward? I'm in the youth league. Ah, you're on the right track. But now it's time to take the next step.
New York, 6 o'clock. The Grand Hall. New York.
The German people are happy in the knowledge that the constantly changing leadership has now been replaced by a fixed pole. A force which considers itself the representative of the best blood and, knowing this, has elevated themselves to the leadership of this nation and is determined to keep this leadership, to use it to the best advantage and never to relinquish it again.
Wonderful, isn't it?
The party will, for all time to come, represent the elite of the political leadership of the German nation. It will be hard to steal in its organizational tactics. Supple and adaptable. In its entity, however, it will be like a holy order. Become National Socialists. For the idea of the movement is the living expression of the people and therefore a symbol of eternity. Long live the National Socialist movement! Long live Germany! Adolf Hitler! Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
Moment with more from Berlin. For all of you just joining us, we have breaking news that President von Hindenburg has appointed Adolf Hitler of the National Socialist Workers' Party as the new Chancellor of Germany. He replaces General Kurt von Schleicher, who resigned 2 days ago.
Hello? Who? What? Oh, Heine, what is it?
Papa, they just reported on the radio that Hindenburg appointed Hitler as Chancellor.
Hitler? Are you sure?
Yes, Papa. Papa? Hello?
Hitler is Chancellor? The President has no idea what demons he's unleashing.
Dr. Arnold?
Yes.
This way, sir. May I take your coat, please?
Thank you.
Cigarette?
No, thank you.
You're from that settlement near Fulda, correct?
Yes.
Communists?
No. We live together in accordance to Jesus' teachings in the Sermon on the Mount, where it speaks about love to one's neighbors. It also speaks of church communities in the 2nd and 4th chapters of the book of Acts.
Interesting.
I'm here to ask about the November referendum.
Oh yes, it's in 2 weeks. I'm surprised there should be any questions. It's been well publicized in most major newspapers. Here's the text. Do you as a German man, and do you as a German woman, approve the policy of your Reich government? And are you ready to affirm and solemnly to pledge yourself to this policy as the expression of your own conviction and your own will? Here. It's actually quite simple.
I've read it. None of our community members will be able to participate.
It's mandatory.
We respect our government, but our allegiance is to Jesus. We cannot give it to anyone else.
Do you know what that means, Dr. Arnold? It means concentration camp. There is only one thing you can do. That is to vote yes.
Should have been home hours ago. I'm getting worried.
Where did he go?
He had a meeting in Fulda with the district magistrate, but he should have been home hours ago.
I'll go out and look for him right away.
Eberhard, what happened? Where does it hurt?
My leg. I think I've broken it.
I can help you up.
No. Call Mooney.
I'll run and get Mona.
Go quick.
Yeah, lay him on the bed.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, slow me down.
It's good. It's badly broken. Alfred, go get some bandages. Yeah, that's good. This is bad.
Should I get a cloth?
Yeah.
We'll do our best to make you comfortable here. I'll get you something hot.
That's fine. Let's call everyone together now.
Right away.
I had quite a serious meeting with the district magistrate this afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Brothers and sisters, This afternoon it was brought home to me how serious our present political situation is for us. It is essential that we are and remain completely clear and united. We are sent out as ambassadors for the kingdom of God. The small church might look unpretentious, but it is an embassy. For this reason, we should not forget what the church, as embassy of the kingdom of God, has to say. It says, "Be united." I believe we have no choice but to make a statement in the November referendum. Each brother and sister should consider his position and what statement we want to make to the government, in love but also clarity. Unless God places a miraculous protection around our house, persecution may soon start in earnest. I can see that each one is burdened by the struggles of daily life. But let us not be anxious. Let us not be afraid. When the joy of our complete unity fills our hearts, we shall fear no man. Perfect love drives out fear.
My conviction and my will bid me stand by the gospel and for the discipleship of Jesus Christ, the coming kingdom of God, and the love and unity of his church.
That is the one and only calling God has given me as mine.
In this faith I intercede before God and all men for my people and their fatherland.
And in particular for the Reich government.
Thank you. Heil Hitler! Best wishes to Hitler, but Heil only to Jesus Christ.
You won't last long talking like that.
Do you see those two SS men? I'm afraid they're going to your father.
Stop! Stop! Against the wall! Both of you!
Thank you, Joseph. You can put up in the chair here.
There's SS men everywhere. There's two outside, but Officer Vigan won't let them in until you're dressed. I told them I had to finish a treatment.
My book, Emmy! There's a finished Innerland manuscript under my bed. It must be saved.
There's nowhere to put it.
Here, give it to me. If I can make it out of the window, I think I can get to the woods without being seen. What should I put it in? What should I put it in? Here, put it in there.
Go now.
Where are your
worry them.
We follow Jesus. We have no weapons.
Bring them all, one by one, to the central meeting hall.
We need to search this apartment.
Please feel at home. Only may I speak to your commanding officer? I hope this visit will assure the government that our life and community can only serve to enrich the German nation.
You are a communist, an enemy of the fatherland, and an agitator.
None of those terms apply to me or to anyone in this community. I'm simply a follower of Jesus. I love my fatherland, and Christ commands me to be an instrument of peace.
We'll see.
Please, may I speak to your commanding officer?
All in good time. In the air.
Name? Gertrude Hussey. I was born Dolgus.
Place of birth?
Oldenburg.
Occupation?
I teach in the school here.
Did Eberhard Arnold persuade you to join this communist nest?
I came of my own free will.
Are you a communist?
I'm a follower of Jesus.
Excuse me, Inspector. We found this in one of the upstairs rooms. It's obviously a communist flag.
Who made this flag?
It's something the children made years ago, just a childish thing.
Who made it? Bring Heinrich Arnold. It's interesting. They all say the same thing. Name?
Heinrich Arnold.
Place of birth?
Berlin.
You made this?
Yes.
For what purpose?
It's the flag of our Sun Troop, our youth group.
You're communists.
No, we follow Jesus. That's the cross in the center of the sun.
Why do you share everything if you're not communists?
Because that is what Jesus commanded his followers to do.
I go to church. Am I not Christian?
This is the life Christ has called me to. Your calling may be different.
Your father Eberhard, he forced you to stay here, didn't he?
No, I am here of my own free will.
Take him back. I'm ready to meet with Dr. Arnold.
Welcome, gentlemen. I've been expecting you.
Please have a seat.
Dr. Arnold, we have interviewed most members of your community. This settlement's belief system is contrary to that of National Socialism.
We respect our government's authority as far as our consciences will allow.
You refuse to participate in military service. What kind of respect is that?
Our calling is a different one from the government's. As followers of Jesus Christ, we cannot participate in military service because we believe that love is the highest good. It is with this love that we wish to serve at German fatherland.
I saw Dr. Arnold agitating against the Reich at a communist mass meeting in Fulda.
That is a lie! I challenge you to say that to my face. I never did that.
I could have been mistaken. It was a long way off.
Is there someone in here by the name of von Hollander?
Yes, that was my name. My father was Johann Heinrich von Hollander, professor of law in Halle.
Then I helped carry your father to his grave. I was one of his students.
Glad you made it.
May there be abundant peace from heaven and life upon us and upon all Israel. Now say, Amen.
Amen.
Peace be upon you. May our prayer of peace be at last fulfilled, and may we be spared from this hour of tribulation. Since our forefathers were scattered and the temple was destroyed, our people have found no land to call their own. Wherever we wander, we remain strangers in a foreign country, despised and maligned. In this hour of trial, may you find comfort in the prayer of the psalmist. My God, why have you forsaken us? Why are you so far from saving us, so far from the words of our groaning? O my God, we cry out by day, but you do not answer, by night, and are not silent. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the praise of Israel. In you our fathers put their trust. They trusted, and you delivered them. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. May the Lord protect and defend each one of you.
We're gonna bust up a communist nest. Come have some fun. Come on!
And though the shades of fascism darken the sky, we can be certain that the victorious morning of the workers' revolution is at hand. Workers of the world, unite! You have nothing to lose but your chains!
running low.
Keep it up.
What's wrong with you, Herman? You losing your nerve? I just don't understand why it all has to be so cruel. It wasn't like that when we started the youth league. We had fun together.
I know. Remember getting lost in that backpacking trip?
Of course.
But we're grown-ups now, and we have a responsibility to the leader and to Germany. And that includes fighting. You have to break some eggs to make an omelet, you know?
I guess.
I think you need to take a break from it all. Take a few weeks off. Relax. And when you come back, you'll see things with new eyes.
I've been thinking about doing that. Did I ever tell you about my Uncle Ebba?
Is he the one with the crazy ideas?
Yeah, he's really smart. He could have been anything, but he threw it all out about 13 years ago and went to live in a little Christian settlement near Frankfurt. They're terribly poor.
Strange.
He just wrote me. They started another settlement in Liechtenstein, somewhere in the mountains. He says I should come visit them.
So why don't you?
I think I will. I just got to get the money
Stinking
together.
Jew! Filthy parasite! Get it! Oh.
Give us a few more years and we'll finish the job off. You and the rest of your stinking race will be wiped from memory.
Hardy has to be the trunk.
I hate going to people's rooms.
We'll be right behind you.
That's what you said last time, but you all ran away as soon as I went in.
Listen, you just have to trust.
I'll find a sheet.
Wait, isn't it getting kind of late?
Late? What's your problem?
Why don't we just sing a bit more?
Okay, remember that peace song we learned as kids?
Oh yeah, Night.
Yeah, that's right. Night, solange Mappenslagen. Night, dörren met z'n mee. Willen die grote heren, andere mensen vragen. Wir sind so nachten van de vreed. Ta-ra-ra. Night.
What in the world is going on here? Don't you know what the time is? It's past midnight. Get to bed, all of you. Heine, your father left me in charge. How can you do this?
Hannes, I tried to close the evening earlier.
A gathering of young people till past midnight. You'll have to explain this to your father when he comes. I'm completely fed up.
We did nothing wrong last night. We did nothing wrong last night.
Hannah says the way of Jesus is a sober way.
I don't believe it.
Anna-Marie, he might be right. Anyway, we have to listen to him. Papa made him responsible when he left.
I didn't give up my family to come listen to a stuffy Swiss parson. Ever since Hannes came, it's been horrible. Nothing's allowed anymore except sitting in boring meetings. Everyone's miserable, including you, and no one stands up to him. Well, I've had enough. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Anna-Marie, wait, where are you going?
And on top of it, he wants to have another meeting when your father comes tonight. I can hardly wait.
I told you young people countless times to stop these late night activities. Nothing good ever happens after 10 o'clock. And you defied me. Besides, that's only part of the picture here. There's been a complete lack of responsibility on most of your parts. Some of the incidents I've heard, not directly mind you, are simply hair-raising. I hope that in this meeting it becomes clear and changes once and for all.
How long has Hannes been dominating in this way?
I guess it started not long after you left.
Why didn't you write to me about it?
Thought I was too young. I didn't want to interfere with him right after you made him responsible.
If you could not sort it out, you should have written me a letter. It was your duty. How is it possible, Heine, after all we experienced together, that things could go so wrong? How is it possible?
I don't know, Papa.
Heine, why are you acting like this?
I don't know. I just am like that.
Do you think you are scoring points with God by continually talking about your failures? Your humble play acting is not genuine. You are perverting your youthfulness.
I'm sorry.
Go back to the starting point. Is this the kind of person you wanted to be when you were 11 and so full of dreams for the future? I know you love Anna-Marie, but you and your little plans for a cozy marriage must disappear behind the big questions. What will become of the injustices all around us which cry to heaven? What will become of Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia? And what is your responsibility in the face of all this? Have you ever thought of all the people who live down there, with all their loves and sufferings and sins? Have you ever asked yourself what meaning each of their lives ought to have? Have you ever thought of the day when God's rule will break over this earth and each little house in the valley will be flooded with light? Has any of this ever concerned you? Or have you only thought of your own happiness with Anna-Marie? Herman! The wagon should be here any minute now. How was your trip?
I had a little trouble at the border. I told the officials I was going on vacation. I think they're concerned about young men evading military service.
Here, you're younger than I am. Carry these for me and read them when you get a chance. I think you'll be surprised how much is going on that's not written in the German newspapers.
Hey, Harriman, you need a drink?
Definitely. I'm not used to this kind of work.
Can see that.
Thank you.
Here, let me help you. How do you like it here?
Like it? I love it. I've never felt so welcome and at home.
You seem kind of unhappy, though.
Struggles of youth, you know. Things aren't so simple at home as they seem here.
Why is that?
I guess a lot of things don't add up. I've always wanted to serve Germany like my father did. That's why I joined the SA. They said Germany would be restored to her former greatness. But ever since then, I've seen so much ugliness, the hatred and violence. And then I come here and see the beauty and peace, the love. It's got me all stirred up.
I understand.
But I made a commitment, and I guess I'll have to see it through. That's what Grandpa Arnold always preached anyway. Duty.
What about your conscience? Do you believe in Jesus?
Yeah, sure.
You remember how he told his disciples, "Leave everything and follow me"?
I'll have to go back.
I can't tell you what to do, but I think that your conscience is telling you that that means death, and that the Third Reich is in opposition to the spirit that is at work here.
Hello, Annemarie.
Hello, Herman. Heine, your father wants you.
I'll come. Think about it.
My first impressions have been quite positive.
I've always had a soft spot for him because of my brother. But the fact remains he's with the stormtroopers. Be careful what you say around him and don't try to persuade him to stay. He may well be a Nazi spy.
Have you heard any more from the Rhön?
We need to think of them. Military service in Germany is now compulsory. No exceptions. Brothers are leaving the Rhön tonight before they are forced to register. They'll try to make their way here to Liechtenstein. Their lives are now in serious danger. May God be with them.
What are you thinking?
I'm praying for the brothers. They should be here any day now if all goes well. And if it doesn't?
I'm praying for their wives. The hours of waiting must be agonizing.
All we can do is trust.
Joseph, wait. Easy.
The farmer back there said go right here.
I don't trust anyone now. Let's go left.
Okay.
Got a smoke?
Oh, crap. Alfred, you're a baptized brother.
Stop! Pull to the side and dismount.
It's okay. We're just on vacation. We got lost.
Of course. We'll just take a short stop by the station and take a good look at your papers. I'm cold. Don't stay out too long.
Ah, Herman, come and join me. Are you being well taken care of?
Very well.
Wonderful.
Uncle Ebba, I've decided.
What's that?
You know, I've always wanted to follow Jesus in some way. And I've been struggling for a long time before I came here with how I can follow Jesus and be in the stormtroopers. It doesn't go together. I now see I must give that all up. This is the only place I can really follow Jesus. And I want to give my life together with you.
The first one of my family. My only brother's only son. From now on, you should not call me Uncle Ebbo anymore. You should call me Papa. I want to be your father.
Dear Obafua Shepman, with this letter I tender my resignation from the stormtroopers. I can no longer go along with the principles of National Socialism, which are fundamentally opposed to the teachings of Jesus Christ. Because I love Jesus more than anything or anyone in the world, I am joining his army to fight for his kingdom on earth, which is the kingdom of love and justice. Yours sincerely, Herman Arnold.
From our mother
Yes, all thanks to God. Heine, beloved son, the future will cost us a great struggle, and I will not always be with you.
Papa.
Whatever happens, always look upward, and remember that in God's eyes, the life of an individual, of a family, or of a circle of friends is really very small. But how much greater are God and His kingdom? How great is the historical hour of world suffering and world catastrophe, and how much greater is God's hour of world judgment and Christ's hour of coming redemption. A longing should burn in us to learn more and more about these things, and how ardently we should expect and long for the day itself, the coming day, the liberating and uniting day.